thing. There we go. It was a solid twab. All right,
Yeah,
and we are officially live. There we go.
Where we at?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Speaker Podcast and Internet Show.
Why do you talk off screen? He's like, I gotta get my energy, man. I'm so tired.
I'm so...
And he just opens with that.
I'm trying.
It's been a week. It's been a week, everybody. Gosh. So, I closed the bar last night. Was up early this morning. Busy all day long. Like, hey, honey, could you pour me some whiskey before the podcast? She's like, sure. That's a lot of whiskey, and it's the high proof stuff too. So I should know what Legend's doing and drink coffee with it. No.
I've been
Welcome,
sick,
everyone.
so I'm not partaking of the alcohols this evening.
I'm drinking for both of us tonight.
He's drink. That's what that's for. I could have done the smart thing and put some Baileys or Kahlua in here, but no, it's just
well, not really smart if you're not feeling good.
it's just coffee, and I've been taking some antibiotics, so but this is delicious.
Anyway, welcome to Speaker Podcast number 7. Moving right along here.
7.
We have a very, very good TWAB this week, plus some other interesting things that we were talking about that we actually had to stop ourselves from continuing that conversation because we wanted it to be a little bit more organic, but man, we were about to get into it. Would have been good. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Batsam, and this is Legend of Xcalion, and welcome for tuning in.
Yeah, hey guys. So it's been, like he said, it's been a week. He's got stuff going on. I've had stuff going on. I've been sick. This is it's baseball season again for the kids.
Yep.
And this is the first time we've ever done spring league. And
never again.
no, it's good. It's good. Because like one of our kids, like Derek, you know, he really, I think this is something that he can be really good at.
Yeah, shines at.
Yeah, he's really good at it. And I think that if we have him continue this fall season and spring league, I think it'll be something to help him grow and develop this. But spring league, never done it before, and it's totally different. We've done fall league before, and it's, you know, a couple of practices during the week and then ball games on Saturday and or Sunday. Spring league is totally different. We're talking he has games 2 days out of the week with practices sprinkled in whenever.
Wow.
Like, yeah, just whenever, because
cool.
Because, like, you know, getting access to the fields, because we have our tiny little community has 4 teams that these kids are on.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, but playing during the week, it's like, don't get me wrong, it's nice. Like, if we were doing fall league, possibility that would interfere with us doing this or something like that.
Right.
Just because Saturdays generally baseball days, but no, it's good. We're getting into that. I turned on Destiny today for the first time in about a week, and that's how you know I'm not feeling good. It's like I get home and, you know, even Audrey, she's been great, of course. She's always great, but like she's just like, why don't you go chill? Why don't you go play your game or something? I come in here, I turn on the PlayStation, I pick my controller up.
Tired.
No. Not happening.
Understandable. It's understandable.
So, but we go ahead. Sorry.
Gotta take care of yourself, man. Gotta make sure that you're getting enough rest, and really for everybody, make sure you're getting enough rest, getting enough water, taking care of yourself. Mental health is also included in that.
100%.
It's been a busy week for myself as well. Just still adjusting to that new dad life, picking up more hours, because for us it's just now spring break. So being a bartender, we've picked up on some business, and it's been so, you know.
Is she working right now?
Yeah,
is she back to work? She is.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know she was back to work at this point.
She went back after 2 months. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So.
Because of the C-section. So.
Yeah.
But anyways, so enough of our own personal lives. We're gonna get into some Destiny. That's what you guys are here for. That's what we're all about. So, first off, Quab was fantastic. But we're going to get into this real quick here. They showed off the Halloween skins. You guys have been playing Destiny since anytime last year. they talked about doing Halloween skins as a community event where we get to vote on it. Fantastic idea, because again, it kind of gives you like the freedom of like, oh man, they're actually listening to what I have to say. This is pretty cool. Because the rest of the year they come out with trash armor, but you know, we get to vote on the lesser of two evils here. And last year, I did not get what I wanted because both sets were terrible for the Warlock. However, my Titan and my Hunter both said, you're going to vote for dinosaurs. And I said, okay, I'll do that. Because as your Warlock, I'll support you guys. So this year, I'm asking all of you watching, as your Warlock main, you're going to vote for Gundams this year, okay? Just let me have this one, okay? You're going to want me to look like Neon Genesis Evangelion, okay? That is what the Warlock armor looks like. It's freaking dope.
It's sick.
We're going to pull up a picture for it here in a minute. But again, it's mechs versus monsters. The monsters got a revamp. The monsters look way better this year than they did last year.
Yeah, it's
by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, it's the same theme for them as last year. The with the Titans
like the
being
concept.
like a centaur, like a one-eyed centaur, or one-eyed ogre. One-eyed ogre.
Yeah, centaur's a horse.
There's I was trying to think of the word for the Cyclops. Sorry, I'm
Cyclops.
all over the place. Cyclops. The Warlock's looking like a swamp creature of some sorts, and some kind of Godzilla-looking thing for the Hunter. And
we have to say kind of thing because copyrights.
They've been revamped, and now they look significantly better. The Warlock for sure looks a lot better. The monster one looks a ton better. The Titan looks blah.
Okay.
But and then the Hunter one looks like way better than it did last year. Like,
I liked the claws and the feet.
Yes.
So we'll show a picture.
We'll get into it.
But yeah, so if you've logged into your Bungie account with any time between now and Witch Queen, which we can pull up the dates as well, you're going to be eligible to vote for these armors for a set period of time. Now, last year when they did the armors, they also did weapons. So they showcased 2 sets of armors. They didn't say anything about it, but when you took the quiz for the armors, they also dropped in what kind of weapon would you like to see to have maybe a new skin or maybe a catalyst. And then the Monarch got its catalyst, and it got a weapon skin. It was not an ornament. It was a skin. Okay? Okay.
It's true.
Move on. But they're probably going to throw that in the mix again this year. It's going to be pretty exciting, because I liked what they came out with. It was cool to see the armor come out. I don't really remember, other than Monarch, I remember like... Sweet Business. Gosh, what was the other one? What's the hand cannon? Kind of like Sunshot.
Yeah, Sunshot.
Sunshot and a couple other ones were also like in the mix to get new skins.
I think Skyburners was on there or something too.
Skyburners on there, yeah. Just they were really pulling out like the old ones that you really don't see anymore. And then the community voted, and now that weapon's meta. So vote for your next meta weapon.
Potentially.
And Lightball? Potentially?
Dude, the catalyst for Monarch is game breaking.
So good.
No, it's not game breaking, but you know.
No. Wait for Grandmasters.
I know.
People will see the power.
I know.
So excited.
I'm stoked. That's what I'm trying to, like, I got on today. I was like, I really got to grind. I'm not going to be anywhere near ready, because we'll find out in the TWAB today, 1575 minimum power level to get in. I'm getting there, but I ain't there, right?
No, so, it is quite the grind. Yeah.
It is. It's a grindy boy, but I am excited. I'm so stoked for these loadouts that we have right now. And the way that all of that's going to synchronize and work together. I still don't know yet whether or not I want to go in day one with Stasis, or if I want to do the Void. Probably Stasis just for the team synergy. But
yeah, we need to test that out. But we need to get, honestly, I feel like the week before Grandmasters drop, we need to get our Titan in here and see if he'll sit down and have that conversation with us to kind of get his perspective on stuff. So you're talking to the two of us. Like, I plan out our raids, right? I plan out the raids, I plan out the PvE stuff. Legend plans out our PvP stuff. The man who plans out our Grandmasters is our Titan. That's like his bread and butter. He gets in there, he finds the best strategies, tells us what our loadouts are going to look like. I make sure that we're min-maxing with proper builds, and then Legend tells us what weapons are. That's the synergy the three of us have together, and that's what we end up going with. Our Titan's been really busy recently. His schedule kind of switched from being a night shifter to a morning shifter, and just he's been playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Can't blame him. It's a great game. But yeah, we need to get him in here, and we need to have that conversation, because I'd love to hear his side of the story on everything. Just get his perspective
for sure
on what it kind of takes to get ready for things. But yeah, maybe we can get him in here soon.
Yeah, I agree. It's always fun to see what what's brought to the table and what we do, and we have this ongoing joke. I'm sure every fire team does about the Divinity user and stuff like that. And it's funny. So I'm excited. I know these guys are excited. I know you, the community, are excited.
Yes.
It's the best way that they've ever had to farm Ascendant shards and to get great weapons. And of course we have a few new weapons this year to get. We have the Silicon Neuroma. I'd say new, revamped, right? Silicon Neuroma, which for a long time I think I'm gonna leap out there and say before Revoker came along was probably the best sniper. And the duty bound auto rifle, being a 600 RPM, it's in that space, and it's always been really good. So I'm excited to see those come as adept. And and it'll be exciting, and everything. Like right now, I'm doing some weapon crafting. The new scout rifle, the pointed inquiry, has a roll that basically turns it. It's basically a scout rifle version of the Arbalist, right? And that's Genesis and adaptive munitions, right?
Oh yeah.
And whenever you first craft it, you have both of those unlocked right off the rip. So, but then you level it up, and then you get access, of course, to the
the adapt versions.
versions. So I'm playing around with that right now. That's going to be a lot of fun to use as well, and it's void. So can take advantage of the volatile rounds and stuff. So
for sure.
But let's get into this TWAB because there's some great stuff in here. And we'll open with the Mechs versus Monsters Evolved. While we're just reaching spring, it's already time for us to start thinking about fall on our development team. We all had a great deal of fun last year with our first armor set community vote, Dinosaurs versus Monsters. Truth be told, we didn't know what to expect. After 200,000 votes were cast, Team Dino won with 81% of the vote. We'll always look back fondly at the wave of memes and fun that came, but it's time to look forward. Festival of the Lost 2022. This year, we're hosting our second community vote, hashtag Team Mechs versus hashtag Team Monsters. It's about to begin. Players will have the opportunity to vote for a featured armor ornament set in the Eververse, available to earn with Bright Dust or purchase with silver. Anyone who casts a vote for either set and has played since 2/22/22 will qualify for a unique in-game emblem to celebrate participation. The monsters, which is really cool. I love free stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's more of a way to get the community involved with all that.
Right. So here, and you know what? Here, I'm actually here. Let me open Discord real quick, and I'm gonna share my screen real quick so you can see what's going on.
I'm looking at it right here.
Oh, perfect. No, I'll do this anyways.
Yeah. I have it pulled up as well.
Perfect. Okay. All right, here
also,
we go.
We should share these pictures to our Discord anyway.
Yeah. Well, this is whenever I share my screen, it's in the Discord now. So
right.
So this is it, right? This is your Cyclops, and look. I don't mind most of it, but the furry legs mess me up, man. They mess me up.
It's to simulate his loincloth. I mean, honestly, you could even have the Titan mark be like the loincloth, but that'd be a little bit too much.
I don't know. I just don't like it. But the Warlock now. The Warlock looks way better.
Arguably better.
Almost got some Star Eater scales going on there.
Yeah, I mean, they are scales. He's a water monster.
I do like the helmet, though. The helmet looks way better, cleaner. And then it's kind of hard to tell what's going on with the Bond, but
the Bond. It looks like it's like maybe the other eye, because like the helmet kind of similar to the like the glowing part.
Right. Interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I mean,
yeah.
It also could be like, I don't know, Venom. I don't know.
And then with the Hunter, very, very clearly a Godzilla theme. Right, like that's very clearly, it looks like a Mechagodzilla theme. Like it's just dark with the neon blue, and I don't know if I like this thing that they're just doing with all these. It's just like now, like
The spine.
this is gonna be interchangeable with the Raptor cloak for sure.
Well, at least the Raptor, like this one doesn't have like an antenna hanging off.
That's
like a Raptor
true.
cloak.
That's true.
If the Raptor cloak didn't have the stupid antenna, I would have bought it on my Hunter.
Right.
That's literally the only reason I don't own the Raptor set.
But this looks good though. Still,
I like the claws.
I do like
sure,
the claws. I like the claws. I like the feet. That looks all very clean. So that is your monster set, which is a revamp from last year.
And a definite improvement.
And now we're going on to our mechs, and this is where it gets good. And I've seen a lot of people throw some shade. They're like, "Oh, the Titan looks kind of dumb. What's with that?"
No,
Look,
he looks like the first Gundam.
Well, he doesn't look like it. Okay. First off, I'm gonna say this. Let me open back our Discord screen here. So that everybody knows, Gundam is my bread and butter. Okay. I like no anime more than Gundam. I consume all of it. Every anime, every book adaptation that there is. Played the card game for a long time that nobody played. I think I must have been the only one playing.
And that's why I closed it down.
So, but I will say, that being said, I still love the Titan. It's got a Zaku arm shield, which is so clean. It's got I don't know. It's got like the if it didn't have the singular horn in the middle, I think I would like it a little bit more. Or if that was broken into two pieces, maybe I would like it more. But apart from that, still looks great. Your Warlock is dude.
Come on, guys. Come on, community. Vote me. Let's do this. I want this skin.
It's so clean, and then I'm getting like a Mechaiser.
Evangelion.
It is. I'm getting like a Mechaiser vibe from the Hunter, but yeah, dude, that looks good, and
it's the cleanest the Warlock has looked in a long time. Like Warlocks do not have proper battle armor. The last time we got proper battle armor was Black Armory stuff. That is
right.
Proper battle armor.
The only thing on the Warlock that I don't like. Can you guess what it is?
Bond.
Actually, no, it's the feet. I don't like the spiky feet. That's it. It's the only thing.
Listen. There is a 50 cal handgun in the feet. Will you stomp on the heel? Bang! Through the table.
That's it. That's
why they're pointy.
and then same, like the Hunter looks great. And the only thing I don't like about the Hunter is my only argument that I like Hunter fashion most of the time. I don't like that they like to do this non-symmetrical. Yeah, the non-symmetrical legs. They always do that. It's kind of weird.
It's because when you slide, like your one leg does something else with the other leg.
I guess. Yeah, that's great. But still, either way, looks awesome. This is great looking stuff. Yes, please.
So go out there and do your part and vote.
Hashtag Team Mech.
Yeah, you heard it here last because we're the last people to voice our opinions. Mechs are the way we're going.
I feel so bad for the monsters at this point. 2 years in a row.
No, they need a serious revamp, and then like they got one, just change them all.
I think there just needs to be a point where they're just like,
yeah, these are in the game.
Yeah, right. Where they just like, here, all of these are in the game. You don't want these designs floating around to never be realized, you know?
That would be so terrible if they never brought out the designs that the community had brought. Oh, wait, they haven't.
Oh, ouch.
It'd be so terrible to be sitting on some really cool armor designs that fans have been sending in for, I don't know, freaking... How long has Bungie been doing Destiny? Mm-hmm. That's such a shame. Wouldn't it be a shame if they continued this cycle?
So, you've got until Thursday of next week to get your account set up for emails. And then Thursday of next week, that is TWAB Day next week, April 7th through April 13th. That's the following Wednesday. Polls will be open. Watch your emails. When the email comes in, you'll be able to vote. And I hope Sam's right. I hope there's going to be some other stuff to vote on there too.
Oh yeah.
And then
I feel like it'd be really light if they don't do it.
Right, for sure. And then the 19th, which the following Tuesday after that even will be the day we get the emblems. So.
Which they do show the emblems.
They do show the emblem. The emblem's right here. It's it's a clean looking emblem. I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not enough for me to change off of my 801 Black Armory stuff, but it's pretty cool.
And I don't think anything will be enough to do that.
It won't be.
And here we have Last Call, Unbroken. So, survival is
close to Legends Heart.
It's pretty close, right? It's pretty close because, like, I've had the Unbroken title myself for a long time, right? I got it back before they made it significantly easier to get. And if you've never gotten it before, it's significantly still easier. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like,
I do. Yeah. You don't lose points for losing now.
Right, exactly.
So you're not falling down the mountain.
You know, I got, you know, Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten, all those things back in the day. I had my mountaintop, all that stuff, and I got it. The only thing I never got like legit was the Redrex's Claymore, not the broad. I think it was the Claymore was the original.
Yeah,
it came out twice. They released it once as the Claymore, I believe, and then it came out as the broadsword. And they were both. There was no difference. The
lesson name.
The broadsword could come with some pseudo random rolls. You could get different barrels on it and stuff. But yeah. Anyways, enough about me. Survival is the name of the game when it comes to our competitive Crucible playlist. We offer powerful rewards to players who take on the challenge each season as they reach the power cap, alongside a slew of triumphs to earn. For those who wish to display their Crucible mastery, we offer the Unbroken Seal and title. It takes 3 full seasons of reaching Legend in the competitive playlist alongside other triumph requirements to earn the Unbroken Seal. This week, we have a short update from the development team on the future availability of the seal. For the Season 19 release, we are taking a pass on glory and how players engage with it in the Crucible. With playlists that offer glory, or what playlists offer glory, how do we earn it, what does becoming Legend look like? While we can't answer any of these questions just yet, we wanted to plant a flag in the sand for the time frame. As part of our update of glory, the Unbroken Seal and title will be retired. Due to the multi-season requirements of Glory, reach Legend 3 seasons in a row. Season 16, i.e. right now, will be the last season for players to start their journey to Unbroken. As such, we wanted to keep players informed on the plans. So, what does that mean? That means that if you haven't started this journey yet, right? If you haven't gotten to Legend rank in comp yet, not once, this is your last chance to start it and do it.
Right.
Just being real with you, there was a time in Destiny 2 PvP where it meant something and where like you were kind of rewarded for that stuff. Right now, that's not really the case. There's not really a good viable reason to hop in and play Glory rank.
Yeah. Other than just like grinding out your levels.
Yeah, grinding out levels is great because you get like every
more drops.
Right. Every rank up you get is like a is like a powerful drop. So that much
it was a nice way to grind back then before they implemented the new story mode system. That was the way to get ready for day 1 raids.
Yes.
Back when Beyond Light happened, that was what I did. To get ready for the day 1, I went and grinded. I don't play PvP. I jumped in with a couple of people that were doing it for the sake of, trying to just play to have fun. I kind of piggybacked off them and got my light level up, and that was what I did.
Yep.
But yeah, there really is no incentive to that anymore, especially with the Trials revamp and everywhere else offering more exclusive rewards. There's no exclusivity to Glory rank. Which I'm glad they're taking a pass on it now, but you have to think, we're almost done with Witch Queen, and this was never brought up anywhere. They're making this comment in the middle of a season. So maybe that's something that they had planned on the whole time, and they're just now getting to it because, like, squads have been a bit lighter now, and they've been kind of pulling out patches and like, oh, here's news, here's updates, and now we're going to talk about this? Or do they somewhere just now decide in a boardroom, hey, you know, for season 19, glory ranks, put a pin in that at the beginning of Witch Queen, and now here we are.
Yeah, so they've touched on it, and I just mean touched on it, like just done.
Yeah.
They've literally mentioned it before and said, we're talking about it, and that's all we've gotten. But we do know that prior to the Sony acquisition a month or two ago at this point, two months ago, I think, they had hired on more people for some different roles, and some of those roles were for PvP, for Crucible specifically. So I think that it's just taken them this long to kind of see what they want to do,
right?
You know, to get through the changes that they had already kind of had on the roadmap.
And then the problem is the community as well.
Exactly.
Right.
Crucible is a very touchy topic. People will bash Bungie no matter what they say about it.
Right. Well, one minor change and it's like, oh, you alienated this group or that group. Yeah. Doesn't matter. You mess with meta weapons, that's one thing. You change my subclass, it's another. You nerf something of mine. It's like there's no easy way to go about anything when it comes to end game PvP. No. I feel like taking out glory rank because there's no like exclusivity to it. There's no, like you said, there's no like prestige for walking around with that unbroken title. You're not getting anything out of it, which means no one's really pushing for it. Other than just getting ready for trials, I don't really see anything about that. Bloodbane says, nerf everything, and with a bunch of laughs. Where's there at? Nessus.
He's on Nessus.
Need at least to buy his weekly Ingram. Need a better Lonely? I don't know what that is.
Loreley? What was he talking about? Loreley Splendor?
Yeah.
Also,
dude,
if you... Yeah.
I got my Warlock boots today.
Oh,
the Devour ones.
Nice.
With a 65 roll. I was like, yes. Finally.
I have all of my... I've recently hit level 100 in the season pass, and I have all of my exotic engrams in there to collect. So
there you go. I
didn't pick any of those up yet. I was going to say, for everybody watching, just little icing on the cake for you. Whenever we're talking about Xur, go see him. If you're maybe new to the game, you never picked up the tractor cannon before, go pick it up. If you're running the right build on Hunter, tractor cannon does this magical thing where it suppresses targets that you shoot. And a lot of those targets die. So you shoot something with a tractor cannon on Hunter, you go invisible. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Amazing. Anyways, I'm just dropping that in there. And tractor cannon, honestly, whenever I'm playing Gambit, that's what I love to run. It's great. Yeah. Somebody pops their super on me, I'm like, boop. Anyways, getting back into the TWAB talk.
Sniper says, Xur only shows up in 3 places now. LOL, he's very easy to find. Yes, I agree. They really need to put him on more maps. Bloodbane says, if the roll is not 69, dismantle it. Nice.
Oh.
Agreed. Here's the thing. I actually have 69 rolls that I refuse to touch. Even though they're really good rolls. Like a 69 roll is really rare. I have 3 of them. I do not use that piece of armor because I don't want to change the number. Just not going to do it.
I don't care if the discipline's crap. It's perfect.
I mean, I actually have a pair of transversive steps with really good intelligence, really good recovery, and a really good touch of resilience. Level 69, I won't touch it. I'm not going to masterwork it. I'm not going to put any mods into it. Just not going to use it. 69, baby. I have Ophidian aspects with like god tier stats. Same thing. Won't touch it.
Oh my goodness.
I will not change it. I'm committed to the bit.
He's committed. He is.
I'm still 12 at heart. Still laugh when people say poop.
42069, bro. Okay.
Bro. The Holy Trinity.
Speaking of bros, let's talk about Glory.
There it is.
If you're
nice
just
transition.
Thank you. So if you're just starting your march towards the Unbroken title, now is the time to get your legend ranks completed in the competitive playlist. We'll have reminders each season to keep players informed, and we'll provide updates on the future Crucible plans over the next few seasons. In the short term, we do have another title coming another title coming to the Crucible. We know you're howling for a bit more information, but expect additional details on that when we get closer to next season. Now, howling is italicized. Okay.
Yeah. We were talking about this bit before we started the podcast.
Yes,
so this is where we can kind of go into that conversation now.
So, I'm sure everybody here watches ASTRO's TWAB videos. They're great. It's great. I watch them every week.
I watch it to get ready for the show.
There you go. But it's great. Now, I'm gonna comment on that a little bit. Cross, I love you. I do, and I know you're watching. You said Iron Banner. Bro, they're talking about Glory, and you said Iron Banner. Probably a shout out to Iron Banner. We know we're getting changes there. Yeah, right. You said Iron Banner. We're talking about Glory. Bro, Luna's Howl.
You did that too well. You did that gay voice too well.
Luna's Howl, okay?
Yes.
There has never been anything in PvP more game-breaking than the original Luna's Howl, right? And I say that because you had that and you had Not Forgotten, both primary, like, for the most part, the same gun. Not Forgotten is min-maxed more for range, and Luna's Howl is more for stability. So a lot of times the argument was Luna's Howl was actually better for controller players because of the stability and the cone angle, while Not Forgotten was better for, like, mouse and keyboard players, right? So, and that's whichever one you prefer, doesn't really matter. But there was a time whenever those guns, and they still today are precision frames. Now, what's a precision frame? Precision frames are 180 hand cannons, right? That was so crazy because you're talking about a hand cannon that it like a couple of precision shots and you had the Wolf's Howl or whatever the perk is called, and it could 3-tap reliably and consistently. Again, precision frames, in-air accuracy, super good aim assist, and a 180 hand cannon that can 3-tap reliably.
Those feel so nice.
Every time. They feel so good. They're my favorite hand cannons to use. Yeah. They had to get nerfed, right? At some point in time, they were like, they had to. So they turned them into 150 hand cannons. I got my Lunas and my Not Forgotten just before they changed them to 150s.
I bought them.
I bought them.
I wasn't doing those quests.
When you don't have to, I don't blame you.
I earned them.
One day I'm going to earn my 801 ship that way too.
No. Shut up.
Listen, these were crazy, right? These guns were so crazy. Because you could do that, and then a kinetic weapon. They're both solar, and then you had Revoker in your kinetic slot, which also game break. Look, these were crazy. These were super awesome options, and this is the only time that I've ever seen them. Whenever they nerf a gun, when they changed the RPM, they changed it from 180 to 150, but they left it a precision frame, right? They left it as a precision frame, so it didn't turn into. At the time, we had. I think lightweight frame, which was 150, and then adaptive frame, which was 140. Of course, lightweight frame just meant you moved faster with it, and the adaptive frames are just, in general, all around good. But they left them as precision frames. So you have a gun that shoots, mind you, they fixed all the stats, right? All the stats were changed to bring them in line with 150s, but it still shot and felt like a 180. This was huge. So the guns were still really, really good. And then whenever they changed, they took out 150s from the game, they became 140s from there. So yeah, if Luna's Howl is coming back, which looks to me like what they're talking about potentially, dude, I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked. Yeah. Like,
honestly, what if they put PvP adapt weapons behind a glory rank?
Well, that's been the theory for a long time now.
Right, because I mean, like, you have Trials that comes almost every weekend. It comes three times a month, 4 the month, and you're able to get adapt weapons that way. And while that's a feasible way of doing it, there's a lot of gosh, I wouldn't say like what's the proper word for that? I wouldn't probably say feedback on just like how the difficulty spike is. It's not something that's feasible, or I hate this. I hate using this word, but accessible. It's not as accessible for everybody.
Whole Elden Ring.
Yeah, well, I'm becoming a dragon knight. Okay, I've been killing dragons like left and right, and I can use their breath attacks. It's amazing. I'll stream that later if anyone wants to watch. Probably tomorrow or Monday. But it's not as accessible. It's only available during the weekends. Some people don't have the weekends off. Bartender. It's kind of difficult to do because remember, Crucible used to be Friday, Saturday. That's it. It wasn't Sunday, Monday. Now it is. It's a 4-day thing. And yeah, that's a little bit more accessible for people like myself who aren't able to get on those different days. But Glory Rank is always around, even throughout the week. Maybe not the same caliber as Iron Banner, not Iron Banner, but not the same caliber as Trials of Osiris weapons. But what if essentially the Glory Rank system had its own unique armor sets and weapons? This would give another method of PvP that had rewards that were worth chasing and was more accessible and kind of like a training grounds to get you into Trials. Trials can still be its super sweats, just you finish one match and you're just wringing out your shirt because you're just sweating so hard trying to get through the first round. That's how I feel because I'm terrible at PvP. Legend's not saying anything because it's true. He, normally this would be like, oh no,
I'm just letting you talk, bro. Come on.
Exactly, he's letting me talk. Anyways, this could be a nice like mid ground.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be more players if you have something that's more available throughout the week and run it like that, and then having a mountaintop-esque reward at the very end of it. Yeah, that could be something that I could see them bringing back, maybe Luna's Howl, as an exotic. Yeah. Don't bring it back as a legendary. Bring it back as an exotic, because then you're sacrificing something else in your normal slots to then bring out what was considered a game-breaking weapon. Sure, keep it as what it is in the vault system now. It's sunsetted. But bring it back. Kind of like what they did with Destiny 1. They made some really good guns, but they made them exotic at the end of like the servers were closing down. It's like, hey, go get these weapons. They're exotic now.
So yeah, like all of your old your like Nightfall exclusive weapons and stuff like that, and that it was stuff like that they'd made adapt, right? Like, or exotic.
Well, no, so it was all the raid stuff.
Raid stuff.
So if you went and did the hard mode raids, you can get like a exotic Fatebringer.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. What we now have as adapt was what they were. But yeah, I'll probably say that. Bloodbane says as long as they stay at 420s, they should just be another 420 hand cannon. And if they bring it back as a 180, it would break PvP again probably. Yeah, I agree. If they brought back those two hand cannons and they brought them back as 180s, yes. Change an archetype to bring back two hand cannons, you're gonna break whatever you're working with.
So here's my thought on that real quick. They're not going to bring back both of them. There's really no reason to, especially if you're going to make them exotics. There's really not a reason. Now they could do this. Okay, hear me out. Exotics. They could. Well, that yes, but no, they could do this where they bring back Luna's Howl and use that as a proxy to get Not Forgotten as an exotic weapon.
Yeah, I could see that.
They've done that before, And here's the thing. I think if you have Luna's Howl, great. You have your 140. You have it the way it is right now. Still a precision frame. La da 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 da. But get this. Bring back your Not Forgotten after that. It's exotic, but to make it a little different, it's a 150.
Yeah.
Fires
make it unique.
A little bit faster. Yes, it's unique. It's not. I don't think as a 150, it wasn't game breaking. right?
Yeah.
Neither of them were. They just did away with them. And for a long time, after they changed them, took away the 150s, we still had one 150 hand cannon in the game, right? And that was the
Sunshot.
well, not Sunshot. I mean, legendary Rose. Rose stayed at 150 for a long time,
Yep.
and we do still have Sunshot. So my point behind saying that that's still in the game is saying that it's already there. You know, it's not like they have to make anything new. You know, so far as a weapon frame goes,
Right.
to do that. So I think that's a potential. Again, just like with Cross DMG guys, I know you're watching. You know, think about it.
Make it happen. But I also like the idea of if, like, you hit your glory rank, and you hit the max for legend, claim that in, you get a random roll on that gun. Have it like with different grip, different magazine type. You know, the substats, kind of like we have with the Demons and
Hawkmoon.
with Hawkmoon, Bloodbane says Meldon Ring, kind of. Can you build the Kamehameha Mage? Yes, I can. I cannot pronounce that name. Glory should be sweatier than Trials because I feel like if you grind for PvP for specific loot, I could see that. But I also feel like it's nice, like, kind of just to dip your toe into it, because if Trials only comes over the weekend, then I feel like Trials should be sweatier. Just because that's where, like, all the super sweats would go after, like, splashing around on the deep end of the pool. You know, normal PvP could be cleared up for people like myself who just kind of get in there just to kind of do your quest, get your pinnacle, be done. Glory Ring would be like kind of wading into the deeper waters, like to kind of get ready for what could be Iron Banner, but that's where the sweats are hanging out during the week, to then on the weekend go, blow it up in Trials. It should be harder, he says. Snipe said Legend makes most of us look like bad at PvP. I agree. Especially if they ever brought in like kill cams. Bloodbane and I could show you some really terrible footage if that was a thing. Because here's the thing. Again, I'm not a PvP player. I'm PvE all the way. So I'll run in there and be like, oh, I'll flank. No, I can't. Bloodbane will then follow Legend around and be like, hey guys, here's what we're gonna do, and then dies. Bloodbane has pulled off the most amazing clutches, though. The best part is I have to tell him to breathe. It's like, oh my god, I had to unclench my butt. Oh my god. We've had some amazing clenching moments like that. Legend has carried us both to the lighthouse. Now, granted, Bloodbane and I have made it to the lighthouse by ourselves. We two-manned that stuff. It's okay. We didn't need Legend. He was on Xbox at the time, because he goes back and forth.
I haven't since they did the changes.
Since they did the changes, no, it's all good. But yes, I agree. Bloodbane says, when Luna howl, it's gonna be the sweetest, like Forsaken Sweaty. Yeah, I agree.
I think so.
Bringing back, so they're doing a good thing. Bungie has been listening to the community, and they've been bringing back stuff that has made players come to the game in the first place. They lost a lot of players when they sunsetted everything. One of our friends from Australia, he just refuses to play the game until they bring back the stuff that he lost. Even to this day, like, he was looking for games to play. He's beaten Elden Ring. He's going through like all of his games in the library. He's like, I don't know what else to play. I want to go buy a new game, but I might just go ahead and buy the new Tiny Tina's.
Wonderland.
It's like, I don't know what I want. And we're like, buy Destiny. Buy Witch Queen. We all play it. We all go back to it. He's like, nah. Not gonna do it stuff. Okay, fair point. I really want them to bring back my Black Armory stuff, and that is the hill I'll die on until they actually do. But I get his point.
Yeah,
it is sad they didn't bring stuff back, but I feel like they're starting to realize that whenever they decided no Destiny 3 and began future proofing, we're gonna see our stuff come back, and I really believe that. They have made too many great iconic weapons to just throw them in the bin and be like, we'll make something else.
Yeah.
That's why we keep seeing rehashes of great ideas that Bungie's had. And I think the reason we continue to see that to this day is they're hiring their new staff to come in that played the old stuff that inspired them to be part of what they are now. Revamp it, bring it back. That way everyone's like, oh, I miss Destiny 1. Don't be sad that they're bringing back all this old Destiny 1 stuff into Destiny 2 now. It's like, oh, season of the rehash, am I right? Ha ha ha. They're doing what the community's been asking.
It's just like I said before. Every time there's a change, there's always going to be people barking about it.
Right.
And so I think there's just a time where you just have to, as a company, say, well, we're just going to bite the bullet and do it. And that's what they did with sunsetting. Yeah. They were like, we're just going to bite the bullet and do it. It's got to happen at some point.
Yeah. They took that, honestly, they took that way better than a lot of companies would.
Yeah.
Because they got rid of 70% of their game to then slowly start rolling it out. The fan base has been forgiving and continues to be forgiving, but like, kudos to them for not only listening to their fan base, being transparent with their fan base. They just came out with a roadmap to show like where they're going for the future. Like, they doubled up on their capacity in general for the entirety of their company.
Yeah.
They've added more people for PvP that are specifically watching PvP stuff now to make that a more enjoyable experience. Destiny 2 is a free game.
Yes.
You're gonna get people that are just gonna troll.
That's another thing. I think a lot of people forget that, you know?
Yeah, it's a free game.
And for what it's worth, I think, you know, they could have just, you know, legit said whenever they did sunsetting, hey, we're just going to take all of your loot away again. Like, you know, they did before, whenever we came to Destiny 2, you know, but they didn't, right? They're like, here, you can still keep it. You know, they made a reference to Magic the Gathering at the time. They're like, mind you, none of this stuff is going to be super meta because it's not going to be able to hit the cap anymore. But you can still have it if you're ever feeling, you know, like if you're ever reminiscing or something, right? Dude, I have one of my Twitter friends that I play online with sometimes, and I was playing earlier, and I saw he was on, and I clicked on him to see what he was running in loadout. He was just playing like Mayhem or Momentum Control, whatever their playlist is this week, and the dude was running Mountaintop and Recluse.
Yeah, why not?
Because he still can.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I have all of my Black Armor weapons, and I will run strikes with them. I miss them sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll rack up another 1,000 kills in my Kiln the Door kit or my Ringing Nail. I don't care. My Hammerhead, all that fun stuff. It's great. Bloodbait says Trials should be the shark infested waters. I agree. Trials
is the ultimate end-game PvP activity.
Exactly. Which is why I think the glory rank system needs to have its own unique perk pool, unique armor, unique weapon set to go after. Because that'll push more people to play PvP on a more competitive level. So you're seeing players consistently get better instead of getting destroyed in normal PvP. It's like, like myself, if I'm not going to be able to do it, I'm there for my pinnacle and I'm leaving. If it's something I can chase after that I actually want, I'll go for it. I'll go for that unique armor set. I'll go for those unique weapons because I want to obtain them.
And if you know that there's a potential for some god tier exotic weapon at the end of it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Because if it helps me in PvE, I'm going to go for it. Like, that's the reason I suffer through Trials. I want the armor because it's endgame stuff. I want some of those weapons, but that's why I do it.
Shayura's.
Yeah, Shayura's was amazing.
It still is.
I fought for that. I fought hard to get that. I have 2 adapt ones. Done. That's it.
Man, I just want to say on that note real quick, the first adept one that I got was killing 1 kill clip. And I remember I saw that thing and I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry guys, I'm done with Trials for the weekend. I'm just gonna go play regular
we're done.
Crucible now. I'm done.
Bloodbane says, hey, we've won some 1v3s. Yes, we have. He also said, yeah, in an Aussie voice. Yeah, no, yeah. That's exactly how he sounds. Yeah. Sniper says, man, do I miss my Black Army weapons? Yes, I do. And yes, you should too. Sound off on Twitter. Be like, yo, bring these back. Because eventually, you know, that my harassment enough will be enough to bring them back.
Blast Furnace.
Says, yeah.
You go ahead.
Wow.
I was just going to sound them off. Blast Furnace.
Go ahead.
Threat level.
Kindled Orchid.
Oh my God, Kindled Orchid. I've forgotten
Nail.
so many names. Ringing Knell was God, so good, so good.
Giant Slayer.
Giant Slayer.
That was the name of the rocket launcher.
Is that what it was called?
Was it not?
Giant Slayer.
It was Giant something.
This
Anyone
is.
knows?
I'm probably wasting.
You let us know in the comments.
I'm probably wasting too much time on this.
I mean, it's fine. We're talking about Black Army weapons. We can be here all day. Yeah, Tempered Dynamo.
Tempered Dynamo. Bellowing Giant.
Knew there was a giant in there. Skyburners, the sword. Not the Skyburners.
The Optimus Prime sword.
The something sure hand.
Strikers.
Strikers sure hand.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, they looked good. They felt good. I can't think of a single one of those weapons that didn't feel good.
And they felt unique.
Yes.
Bloodbane says, yeah, those weapons were designed to be awesome. My best Shayura's roll is Hipfire Grip with Harmony. I call it Shayura's Wrath because those hips don't lie. The Hipfires don't lie. Agreed. Sorry, you can't pay me enough to use Twitter. I'll stick to Reddit. You know what? Reddit is good too.
Reddit's good.
The only reason I used Twitter was literally just to promote my streams a while back. And ever since my son's been here, I just haven't been streaming nearly enough. Getting it back into that once he can actually sleep through the night. But
I gotta say something about that real quick while we're on the topic.
Go for it.
Because while we're on the topic of this and we're doing the podcast right now, I was doing my usual Twitter thing the other day, getting into some debacles with some people over some political jargon. Won't get into it here, but somebody from there went through my Twitter page, found the YouTube channel, and then went and started commenting on one of our other videos. Yeah. This dude, he literally commented and said, Ben Shapiro sent me or something like that. Like good podcast, love it. Yeah, and I just commented back. I was like, well, thanks. And he ends up going so I'm saying all of this to say you might see some trolls in the comments.
I mean,
they exist.
Happens.
They exist.
It's YouTube. We're literally posting this to YouTube. That's where trolls live. That and Reddit. Doesn't matter. You and I are sitting here having a good time. We're talking about something we like. We have like-minded people who are also sounding off in the comment section. Thank you, everyone.
I get a laugh out of it. It's great.
It's hilarious.
What are we?
Anyway, so TWAB.
Little TWAB.
We're almost done with it.
We have a little bit left. Here.
You know what I'm out of?
What's that? Whiskey? Because you just chugged it?
I'm going to need more.
A week for rituals. Next week we have quite a bit going on in the ritual game of Destiny 2. Grandmaster Nightfalls boys make their first appearance of the season along with our first Gambit Labs week. If that's not enough, we also have Trials Freelance taking place next week, so there's something for everyone. Grandmasters of the Universe, Season of the Risen Edition. On Tuesday, April 5th, Grandmasters will make their return to Destiny 2. For those that may not have taken on a Grandmaster before, the activity is the top of the mountain when it comes to strike content. Grandmasters will require a total of 1575 power to get in. And that does include artifact power. It's not like other things, that might kick that off or something. Artifact power is included. Combatants
get on and start grinding.
Seriously. Combatants can take more hits, deal more damage, and are far more aggressive. Champions will appear in many encounters, so be sure to work with your fire team as you build your loadouts. Revives are limited, so you'll want to be careful and strategic as you make you fight through each encounter. Okay, thanks, Bungie. Darkness will slowly encroach on those on your ability to revive teammates, so don't take long as you make your way to the boss. Of course, what would be the challenge? What would the challenge be without a little loot at the end? The Conqueror's Seal and title can be earned for those who complete Grandmaster Nightfalls and associated challenges. If you've already completed Conqueror, you'll have the ability to gild your title as well as completing all the Grandmaster Nightfalls during the given season. As a reminder, if you are gilding, all Nightfalls will be immediately available to complete. No more waiting until the end of the season. That's awesome. And here we have the Palindrome and the Plug 1 returning as adept weapons.
Nice.
Also, double Vanguard rep will start flowing next week. That's interesting. It says double Vanguard rep will start flowing next week. So if you're still enjoying reputation rewards from Zavala, it will be a great time to run through some Nightfalls or a quick jaunt through the Vanguard Ops playlist. It says will start flowing next week. Does that mean that we're getting double Vanguard rep for the rest of the season or something? Really?
No. It's just that 1 week.
Oh, it's just for the week. Okay, I thought this is the way
so
they
it's like
worded
it's gonna
that.
start to flow out. Yeah, no.
Okay, all right, that makes more
DMG
sense.
has his moments.
For sure. Gambit Labs Invasion Swap. Gambit Labs will make its first appearance in Destiny 2 next Tuesday. Now that we've gotten a slew of bug fixes and some minor tuning in place through the last few hotfixes, it's time to hit the labs. Both Gambit matchmaking nodes, main and freelance, will be updated to feature Gambit Labs Invasion Swap. This iteration of Gambit will change up who gets invasions during the moat phase of the activity. When a given team reaches 25 and 75 banked moats, the opposing team will be given one invasion. Strategies might change in a few ways for both invaders and bankers. Go for the largest blockers to start, stagger large and small blockers to keep your opponent on their toes, invade immediately when the opposing team banks enough moats, or stick back and fight the blockers and wait for them to build up a few moats. We're excited to see how many players take on the twist. Gambit reputation will also be doubled for the week that Gambit Labs is active. We appreciate everyone who's been hopping in and checking out all the changes we made to Gambit since the season began. We're looking forward to continued feedback and the mode as more labs begin to roll out. I have not played Gambit yet this season at all.
I have a little bit. Been fun. The new changes are good. It just kind of they're unique in the sense where it's definitely not what it used to be. You have to kind of get over the change, and it's honestly been kind of fun. The moat round is way faster, but the boss fight in the end is what kind of drags on. Thank you, honey. Appreciate it. Almost finished that ball. Make sure I got more whiskey.
And you got 3 fingers was too much.
Listen. So I had a little bit more. Lady Batsam. Well, Cricky. Anyways.
I go by both names.
Yeah. Thanks, honey. Gambit has actually been fun, honestly. The moat collecting was the part that dragged the most, in my opinion, anyway. It took too long because the boss fights were just done in a flash. They've changed that. The moat collecting is the fastest point of the game now. It literally takes you maybe 2 minutes. And the boss fight is the part that actually takes some time. It takes some strategy. There's more boss DPS than there is clearing ads. You only really need one person to clear all of your ads out to then swap to your boss fights. Which, honestly, if you have your invader run DPS for just ad clear, and everybody else runs just DPS for boss, that's kind of the strategy to run with, because he's only there for a short period of time, clear all the ads, and then he's gone. Perfect. Then your rest of your team moves in, collects, moves on, goes for the boss fight. That's kind of the strategy you're looking at. I'm actually going to be playing more Gambit this week. Double Gambit points are coming up here this next week. My dad loves playing Gambit. That is his favorite thing. Surprisingly, doesn't have Dirgent title. I will be playing Gambit this week, so if anybody wants to jump in with me, hit us up in the Discord comment. Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring it in. Hit us up in Discord. I'm going to be playing. My dad's going to be playing, so there was 2 people right there. We'll run a couple rounds. I need to finish up my season of content anyway. 2 times. But I've enjoyed the changes they've made to Gambit. I'm actually very excited to see this new change they're making with the labs. I think I would prefer that to be the standard. If your opponent banks a bunch, then you should get your portal open. You shouldn't be able to bully your opponents because you ran faster than they did. You kind of feel that?
I think I think that this is actually going to be a more balanced game overall.
Yeah, it makes that moat phase a little bit more challenging. It's like, ooh, maybe we don't bank right now. Maybe we all hold on to all 15, then bank. There is some strategy involved with all this. Gambit is a whole nother beast that a lot of the community sleeps on. It's very unique. It's a unique game mode. We've talked about this before in the past. People used when the Gambit was first announced and became a part of Forsaken. People drove from like states over to play Gambit at
Like
one of their conventions.
5 minutes or
Or
15
flew
minutes or
in.
something like that.
Yeah, for a 15-minute match. Now people can't bother to sit through it just to get their pinnacle,
Here's the sad
which
part.
is hysterical.
Here's the sad part. Like, every time I play Gambit, I'm always telling myself, like, this isn't so bad.
It's
You
not.
know, this isn't so bad. Like, I like this. I actually quite enjoy this. But then it's like,
Yeah.
whenever I'm done and someone's like, want to play Gambit? I'm like, yeah,
I don't want to.
no.
I did my time this week.
Dude, and I gilded my dredging title last season because I was farming for servant leader. Honestly, I think that's why I'm so burnt out on it. Honestly,
Yeah. Well,
because,
yeah.
like,
Well, now you can
I know,
you can pull specific roles.
I know.
So good. Yeah. No. Bloodbane says, I will not be participating for the GMs. I think I am too low light and will wait for next season. What are the GM specific weapons?
No, you're gonna play GMs. Blood.
It's the sniper rifle and the auto rifle servant leader. The sniper rifle was what we talked about in the beginning.
Oh, Silicon Neuroma and Duty Bound.
Yeah. So those
And-
are the two weapons.
And
Sniper
again, we
said-
still have
Right.
Palindrome and Plug One.
Yep. Sniper said, I just want to play Gambit Jadestone for Jadestone to drop so I can quit playing. Yeah. I mean, I kind of want all the shaders for stuff too, but I honestly want all of my seasonal challenges done so I can get that 4K Bright Dust. Honestly, it's also a great experience with my dad. My dad is recovering from a couple surgeries he had. He lost feeling in all of his fingers, and so honestly, playing video games with him has been
Helps him, yeah.
it helps him to bring back that dexterity. The doctors have actually been very impressed by how quickly he's been getting the dexterity back in his fingers. He doesn't have feeling in some of his fingers. And his reason and his drive to play, to get that feeling and stuff back in his hands is my son, and he misses playing video games with me and my brother. That's something special that sits with me. So my dad's like, son, you want to play Gambit? Yes, Dad, I'll play Gambit with you.
Dude,
Let me
tugging on the
let me just pour
heartstrings
myself a
right
drink.
there. Man, like,
Yeah. Bloodbane says, what we have? Bloodbane says, did they made it random drops this time? For what? For Gambit? Call me Mr. 2% Gambit Man. Yes, agreed. So they had that whole thing where it's like, oh, here's your spreadsheet of what you've done. He played 2% of Gambit last year versus everything else he did. Hilarious. What's the light level for GMs? It is we talked about this already.
Where were you at? 1575. 1575.
He was in here. He was being blood.
Hey, but Blood, seriously, get on. We'll go through. We'll run some pinnacles. I've got to do the same. And
let's get the band back together.
And seriously, some new strikes, some new gear. I'm super stoked
absolutely.
again to jump in with friggin' stasis of all things.
So this is something we talked about in the beginning of the podcast. We want to have Bloodbane is our Titan. He's sounding off in the comments. He's chatting with us. Bloodbane is our Titan. I've always planned our raids and strikes and everything else. Legend here has planned out all of our PvP stuff.
Listen, no,
Bloodbane
I don't plan
is the
out.
one-
I comment on weapon rolls. That's my main
Right,
goal.
but that is more helpful to me than you ever know. And Bloodbane is the one who always goes through and plans out our GMs. He's the guy who sits there and figures out the best meta strategies, tells us what we're running, shows us the videos we need to be watching, and he's the one who helped us get our Conqueror's title.
Yeah.
Because of his push and his drive to get that. And his push and drive comes from, I want these weapons. Motivated by loot, but I love it. He's our hype man too. Like, we need that in the group. Blood says I'm currently 1561. That's fine. We'll make it work. We work with less, buddy. We know.
That's true.
Joe.
That's
Joe.
true.
He doesn't watch his podcast.
So a couple things. Blood, if you're listening now, it can roll with some great stuff, man. Like stats for all and one for all. Did the duty bound auto rifle?
Yeah.
Stats for all, one for all. That's pretty spicy. It can roll triple tap and fourth time. Also very spicy. It It can roll Rampage and like either like Zen Moment or Compulsive Reloader, even Steady Hands. I think Steady Hands, honestly, I think Steady Hands is kind of made to work with Rampage.
Yeah. I actually have, so funny story, I have the Gambit auto rifle with 1 for all and all for one.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious roll. Because when one procs, the other one procs.
Mm-hmm.
And your gun's just like a laser beam.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, cool. And it's a slow firing auto rifle, but it smacks. I'm really excited to see Duty Bound with that.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a sweet roll. I would love
600
to get that
RPM, dude.
Yeah. I'm all about my auto rifles, and that's a sick roll.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to get that.
I think I'm gonna be jumping in. I can't remember what's the name of the Dragon's Breath. Is that the one from the Prophecy Dungeon last season?
Prophecy Dungeon?
Was it Prophecy?
Dragon's Breath.
Dragon's Breath. It was the auto rifle. Like the first one that I got.
Dragon's Breath. Oh yeah, you had the roll that I wanted.
I got it.
One of those rolls,
right
and
off
that's
the
it.
bat.
The auto rifle he's talking about is the Prophecy Dungeon. You get Osmosis and you get Demolitionist.
Yes, that's what. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah. I got
that's the roll I wanted, and I only ever got one of that auto rifle.
I think I'm going to be using that probably for GMs because
it's a solid roll.
Because overload rounds.
Grenades are so good.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing too. For Warlocks, if you are running that level of gun with Osmosis and Demolitionist, or even Demolitionist and Adrenaline Junkie.
There you go.
And you're running Controverse Holds as the grenade for the grenades. You're charging that grenade. You chuck that bad boy out. You hit 2 enemies. Okay, for every tick of damage that the enemy takes, you get a chunk of your grenade energy back. I'm sitting there and I'm showing my dad this build because my dad's also a Warlock main. He killed 2 enemies with it. It gave him over half of his grenade back. About 65%. If you have map awareness and you know where enemies spawn, you could be like, oh, grenade at a spawn point.
Mm-hmm.
You hit enough of them, grenade's back. In under 5 seconds. That means that's a 1 whole stat you don't have to build into if you continuously work with map awareness. Blood Said Last Breath is the name of the gun.
Last Breath, yes. I think there is a Dragon's Breath.
And Blood says he wants Zen, Moment, and Rampage.
Zen Moment, Rampage, there you go.
Which that was actually a roll I had on my Ringing Nail, and it was a freaking laser beam.
And Ringing Nail's freaking laser beams, man. And that Ringing Nail's a 450, right?
Yep.
So this is again 600. So, man,
delicious.
This is
I'm
great.
Excited.
Anyways, there's only a little bit left in the TWAB. We'll finish it up real quick. It's just talking about trials next week. Freelance, next Friday, April 8th, Freelance will return. The playlist consists of solo players only, so keep your head on a swivel. Communications will be limited, and you never quite know which one of your teammates will be a lone wolf. The offer will appear as an additional matchmaking node to the Crucible Director. Grab your desired passage from Safe 14 at the tower, maximize your power, and give it a try. They don't really tell you anything else about it. Whether you hit Grandmasters, Gambit Labs, or Trials Freelance, we look forward to hearing your thoughts. And then down here he's talking about this. Here we go. What are your plans for the weekend? I was running through my chores list yesterday, slightly groaning at the notion of trimming trees, sweeping pine needles from the walkway, and washing windows. While somewhat tedious, I do know a treat will be waiting for me at the end of my labors. We have our first Trials Labs of the season coming tomorrow, which of course was Friday yesterday, April 1st. I have no idea when you're reading this, so might as well be specific, right? Exactly. Thank you for that, DMG. Mm-hmm. Zone Capture is making a return alongside some Double Trials rep. No major tweaks to the mode, just a fun spin to push players out of cover. Or take a different approach to give a map as they seek to trip to the lighthouse. I'll likely be rolling solo a bit to prep for Freelance next week, so feel free to throw me an emote if we match up. Let's stick close together and try to shoot the same target. Who knows? Maybe we'll snag a W. If not, all good. There's a rep to be earned, engrams to focus. Okay, that's your TWAB for 331-22.
A good TWAB, honestly.
Good TWAB.
They touched on a lot of things that the community often fights about. Anything concerning the Crucible, we've talked about this earlier. Anything concerning the Crucible, people get incredibly touchy over. And it's annoying, but it also kind of shows where everyone stands.
Mm-hmm.
It's Legend is the PvP player in our group. Always has been, and I'm assuming always will be. That's his bread and butter. So usually when it comes to like cleaning out my vault, like my spring cleaning, like Legend, what are we running with? What are we doing with all this stuff? And then I do the same with Blood when it comes to PvE. But the quality of life improvements that they're making with trials and the amount of effort they're pushing and showing has been giving me a lot of hope for me eventually getting more into PvP. Because this is showing, like, with the battle eye improvement, like, hey, we're actually listening. We're gonna ban these players. Yeah, you're running into them in trials right now. It sucks. We're sorry. They're getting bans. Don't worry. Okay, cool. That makes me feel like, hey, that troop that Great Player just ran into that just utterly wrecked me. Yeah, I reported them, but I don't know if I'm gonna go keep back and play. They're getting reported, and they're not gonna be in the loot pool anymore. They're not gonna be in that pool anymore, which means I can maybe push for that a bit more. My voice is being heard. I feel like the more they're transparent with us about these kinds of things in the TWAB, it's giving the new players, the new lights that are coming in, they're future-proofing in such a degree that it's making it way better for everyone. And I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that we're seeing drastic improvements in the long run. They're making small changes now that are going to change the face of Destiny in the next year. And honestly, the game's not going to look the same next year.
Mm-mm.
Our supers are going to be different. Weapon crafting is going to have a ton of stuff in it. I'm really hoping, for 1,000 items in our vaults, please. I'll settle for just another 100, please. My vault is always full, and I always have to sit down at the beginning of each week, like, what am I getting rid of this time? It's not fun. But they've been making some serious improvements to the game, and yes, they seem small at the time, but every season the game shifts in a better light. This game is not the same thing it was short time ago. Beyond Light was last year, and the game feels so different.
Yeah.
Weapon crafting, cosmetics, the raids, weapons, just everything feels better. And they're still talking about improvements and doing more and better things. I'm very excited to see what happens next. Void has never felt so good.
Mm-hmm.
Void is like the meta, because it should be. It's the drastic change. Arc is coming next in the next season. We have 50-something days left in this season, and then Arc comes out. We're going to be talking about Arc weapon changes. Freaking Trinity Ghoul is going to be off the chain.
Risk Runner too.
Risk Runner. Freaking Arc Logic. All of these Arc weapons are going to have such a drastic impact, and that's what's going to be the focus for next season. I love that they're doing this because every season a new thing gets to show itself.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to see a new kind of subclass drop in Lightfall.
Potentially.
Is my hope, honestly. But they're showing that not only they're listening and the transparency, I've talked about this multiple times. They're showing that they care. Like this is their baby. We've talked about this before as well. Destiny is its baby. Yes, they're getting another game coming out. They're getting a TV show based on Destiny. And you can see how much they care and the amount of effort they're putting towards the future for all this.
We're getting hot fixes every week or two.
Yeah. They're listening. So be vocal. Say what you gotta say. If it's on Twitter, if it's on Reddit, if it's on their YouTube, whatever you need to do. And be respectful, please. Mm-hmm. They are people. They're trying. Mm-hmm. But they're listening. This is an active, evolving game, and we're part of this. The players dictate a lot of what happens. Yeah, sure, they're the developers. They make the final say, but they're really listening, and they've been showing us that they've been listening. And that's the best part of a game like this. This gives me hope for the future. Like, I don't like to play PvP all the time. I'm going to start playing PvP more often. With all these changes they keep talking about, like, I'm actually excited to play some PvP.
I've got to pause you.
Go for it.
Do you remember back in Destiny 1, Paul McCartney did a song for Destiny? Do you remember that? Paul McCartney for the
I do not.
You don't remember that?
Really?
Paul McCartney did
No.
a song. It had a Destiny themed music video to it and everything. He had a ghost flying around with him. I'll find it
We
and
need
I'll
to
send it
post
to
that.
you.
Post in the Discord.
The name of the song was "Hope for the Future."
That's awesome.
Hold on. You
Post it in the
keep
Discord.
keep talking.
So, funny story. Other songs that actually, my wife and I like to listen to these on a somewhat regular basis whenever we play Destiny together, because we do. It's fun. There was a group called the Death Singers that made parody songs for Destiny, and they did like one of the most recent ones they did, which was For Forsaken. Gosh, it was about Crow killing Cade. It was really funny, and they did a Christmas album. They did a couple different ones, but they were all parody songs. Lately I've been losing sleep, been grinding my light up to 318 to go do Leviathan raid. They did one where it's like gosh, they did a bunch of songs. Honestly, look them up. Death Singers. They haven't been making anything recently, but they had some sick songs. They did a song about Thorn. It was really cool. They did a song about Morrisov. It was like a Taylor Swift song. They did one about Eris Morn. It's like Eris Morn has got it going on. She's got the quest that I've been waiting for so long. Just really funny stuff. They did the song Closing Time for Destiny 1 when Destiny 1 was transitioning in Destiny 2. But closing time. And they were just playing out like who's last call for like I want on my fire team. It was really good stuff. But that was what made me think of when you're like, do you remember this song? Like, no, I have no idea.
All right, give me just a second. Well, shoot,
ahead.
I can't. You know what? I can't play it.
We can't play it because copyrights.
But
But
it's in the general
if you
chat.
Yeah, so we'll post when the video's over. We'll post our Discord link. It's available for a week. If you're watching this, as of today or even this week, hop in our Discord. Say hi to the community in here. We're a solid group. Love everybody in there. And check out this video. I'm going to because that sounds amazing.
We'll watch it together when we're done here. Because I didn't know you didn't know about this. I didn't know you didn't know about this. All right,
I had no idea. That's
give
amazing.
me just a second here. I'm actually going to go to our YouTube. Where is it?
So as he's finishing that up and we're wrapping up the podcast, so we normally do this thing where it's like, oh, well, what are you guys reading or watching? So I have been reading a lot of One Piece. One Piece has dropped its best chapter in a long time. Like, I say a long time. This whole arc has been amazing for One Piece. But Luffy just got some new powers. It's fantastic.
Is he
I'm very
blonde
excited
now?
to see what the series-
Did I no spoilers? But okay.
No, he's not blonde.
Okay.
He awakened his devil fruit.
Okay.
And that's all I'll say.
Okay.
Fantastic read, honestly. And then I just got into I got Crunchyroll because Funimation's dying, and they got absolved by Crunchyroll. So I've been getting into some Crunchyroll stuff. Been honestly watching more One Piece. I love One Piece.
Yeah.
I haven't been watching anything else other than that. I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring. This week has been a lot of Elden Ring and maybe a little bit of Destiny. Leveling up my submachine gun. I know. Blood's saying, bro, 1044 is coming. That's the next chapter in One Piece. That's how many chapters One Piece has.
It's been going for so
1044.
long. Good Lord.
I started watching this. I started watching One Piece, right? Before I started dating my wife. I didn't finish it until after we were engaged. So that was about 3 years. It took me 3 years to get current. Now, don't let it deter you, because they have made movies to bring you up to speed. So if you're part of Crunchyroll, you can watch like the beginning. It's called the West Blue story of the West Blue. And you can watch like the stories of, and just like it's 100 and basically 150 episodes crammed into one movie.
Cuts
That's
out
only an hour and a half long.
Cuts out all the filler,
Cuts
all
out
that stuff.
all the filler.
Yeah, that's honestly how I got caught up.
One Piece only out of over 1,000 episodes has 97 episodes of filler.
Is that it?
That's it.
God.
That is literally it. Ichiro Oda does an amazing job of just filling everything in. The big thing that he does, and he's like, oh yeah, it makes it more impactful, which it totally does.
Mm-hmm.
He shows everyone's reaction to everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if like Luffy punches a guy, it's like, oh, everyone's reaction for the next 5 minutes. Which, all right, listen, I just want to see the fight happen, okay? Which is why these movies are like, able to cut out like all of those reactions. Or it's like, here's a fight scene. It's like 10 minutes long. It's like, all right, cool. You don't see everyone's reactions for 2 episodes.
Right.
But that's how they can get these movies down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so watch like it's like I think maybe 6 movies,
Mm-hmm.
and it catches you up to where you're at.
Right.
At least when they do the new arc with everything else. But it's fantastic. I love One Piece. I can't say enough great things about it.
Yeah.
The other thing I've been trying to get back into is I want to finish Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail I've gotten almost all the way through. It's one of those shows that I have. I kind of, I wouldn't say stomach, but it's like I started watching when I was a teenager. I'm 27 now.
Yeah.
I started when I was like 19.
Mm-hmm.
I got all the way up when it was on Netflix, and then got all the way up when it was on Funimation, and then kind of stopped because they did a 7-year gap, and I'm like, I hate when they do gaps in anime. It's like I was gone for 5 years, and look how powerful I am. And it's like, stop.
No thanks. No thanks.
But the way the Fairy Tail did it, they were gone for 7 years in stasis. So they gained nothing. They gained nothing.
What's the
and
point?
They learned afterwards, like, oh, there's a second reservoir of magic power I can pull upon. Okay, and then I instantly open it. When it takes people years. All right, Ichigo, I understand. 10 years to get your Bankai, you did it in 3 days. Cool, that happened in like what, 3 episodes? It took them a season to unlock their hidden magic potential. All right, cool.
Yeah, Fairy Tail's real hit or miss for me.
Bleach coming back with another season out here.
Bleach coming back. Well, I don't know if they're doing a season or just doing a movie. I'm not sure what it is yet.
Either way, excited.
Either way, I'm excited.
My wife and I used to make out when we watched the first season together.
Bleach is so good, and
oh no, she's behind.
No need to share that. Okay?
Oh no, she's
just in the hallway.
She's
Were you just in the hallway?
Babe, something stay silent.
Not that.
Anyway, that's the end of the podcast.
I'm actually super stoked to start Bleach with my wife because she's really into supernatural thriller type stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm super stoked for that because we watched all of Naruto together, and that was her first like dive into anime.
Yeah.
So we did that.
Let me tell you, the opening theme song. Good for making out.
There's so much. It's good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's okay. The door's shut. She's not there right now.
No, but she heard me.
She heard you. And that's hilarious. My recommendation. I started Attack on Titan again this week.
Yep.
They finally started releasing more of season 4 in I think January of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get caught up there. And I say caught up. I'm just starting it over because it's just so damn good. May as well anyways. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I've got Paramount Plus, so the wife and I've watched the first episode of Halo.
I'm not.
I know.
I'm not touching that one.
I know. It's near and dear to my heart. Clearly, Bungie, originally Halo, it's very near and dear to my heart.
Right.
And I'm hearing some really bad things about the second episode. Makes me really sad.
Yep.
But it is what
I had somebody. I was at work today, and someone made a joke that I won't say on the podcast. But it was really funny, and I reacted really badly to it. And he's like, April Fool's. It's April 2nd, and he's like, I have to get him in. I didn't see you yesterday. I'm like, dang it.
Good point.
All right, cool.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, cool.
I think that's about it, and I think Sam needs to go apologize to his wife. Maybe rub her feet or something. I'm not sure.
I mean, something.
Rub something. Hey.
Wow.
Oh. Anyways, thank you all for tuning into the podcast. This has been a fun one.
Yes.
And
we'll
next
see you back
week,
for episode 8.
Next week, I'll be back to my drinking ways, I hope. So, yeah.
I'm not drinking enough for both of us tonight.
I appreciate that. I, really
I have the bottle of Angel's Envy that's almost empty.
Almost.
Like, see,
Almost.
see,
That's
it's almost
just
done.
enough for me to have a glass too. Anyways,
Right?
thanks, guys.